Have you ever seen a woman leave a man who seems to have everything figured out? Stable life, solid career, clear future. She even abandons the values she once stood by, just to chase a man who, from the outside, looks ordinary. Sounds strange, right? But this happens far more often than most men realize, because most of us grow up believing women choose logically. We think, if I'm good enough, attentive enough, loyal enough, she'll choose me. But here's the truth. Most men never accept. Women don't choose based on logic. They choose based on emotion. When a man touches the deepest emotional layer inside a woman, the primal part of her psychology, she becomes capable of doing things she never imagined. Her self-doing. And the man who triggers that response is rarely the most handsome, the richest, or the most popular. It's the man who knows how to make a woman feel alive. What I'm talking about here is not cheesy. Flirting, not recycled pickup lines, not manipulation. This is about authentic, masculine power, male energy that cannot be, faked energy that makes a woman think, I don't know why, but I can't stay away from him. And you need to understand this. This isn't just personal experience or empty motivation talk. These principles come from real psychology. Field-tested methods used by thousands of men, studied by thinkers like Neil Strauss and Robert Greene, and reinforced by decades of research from evolutionary biologists who study human attraction and behavior. So if you're ready, let's begin. Women don't fall in love with your resume. Women don't fall in love with your resume, not your job title, not your achievements. They fall in love with the energy you carry, and that energy cannot be faked. Have you ever walked into a room and, without saying a word, people immediately felt your presence? Women sense men the same way. They feel your vibe, not your words. So here's the real question. When you approach a woman, do you want her to like you because you chase and prove yourself? Or because you are already complete as a man and she feels drawn into your world? Where most men fail? Most men today are obsessed with being accepted. They seek validation. They try hard to be the nice guy who's always available, always replying fast, always adjusting to what she wants. And that's exactly where they lose. A man who is too available creates no mystery, no tension, no challenge. But women crave emotional intensity. They crave curiosity. They want to feel like they're inside a movie, not watching a predictable soap opera. That's why men with a primal masculine frame, men who live from their center, who are not reactive, who don't chase, who are comfortable with silence, appear far more attractive. They don't talk much. Their presence speaks for itself. A real life example, imagine sitting at a coffee shop or a co-working space. There's one man sitting calmly, no flashy behavior, no phone addiction, just present. His movements are slow. His gaze is relaxed. He's not trying to impress anyone. And strangely enough, women around him start noticing him, not because he's trying, but because he's fully present. That's not about looks. That's calm masculine energy. Energy that doesn't need approval to feel worthy. Why women are willing to risk everything. Women don't risk everything because a man is overly attentive. They do it because he gives them emotions they can't get anywhere else. Most men only offer comfort, stable, predictable, safe. But women don't fall in love with what's predictable. They fall in love with contrast, with tension, with push and pull, with mystery. Sometimes you're warm. Sometimes you pull back. Sometimes you go deep. Sometimes you stay silent. Sometimes you show up. Sometimes you focus on your mission. That's when she starts thinking, guessing, wondering. That's where obsession begins. The principle most men miss. Women don't fall for what they see. They fall for what they imagine. Your job isn't to give everything. Your job is to open one door and let her explore the rest. The less you reveal, the more she imagines, and imagination is far more powerful than reality. But none of this works. You live in fear of being abandoned. You must have direction, a mission, something bigger than the relationship, because women are drawn. Two men who cannot be controlled, men with their own world, men who don't need validation to exist. The most underrated weapon? Silence. One of the most powerful, yet overlooked. Wapansis, silence. A man who can sit calmly, look at a woman without speaking, without selling himself, is a man in control. Because in silence, a woman starts guessing, and curiosity begins to grow. And once she starts thinking about you, she begins to invest emotionally. The more she invests, the deeper her feelings attach. Listen carefully. A woman will never abandon everything for a man who needs her, but she will abandon everything for a man who doesn't need her, yet chooses her. Now it's time for you to become that man. If this message resonated with you, comment which part hit you the hardest, or simply write, "I'm done chasing." And if you know a man who needs to hear this, share this video with him. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Stay strong. Stay grounded.